Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to Moscow. I'm not that far outside of the center of Moscow today, just a short 15-minute train ride to where I am, and we're going to do an apartment tour video with a little bit of a difference. Now, this is actually not one apartment, it's 3 in the same building, but we're going to put it into one video. Hopefully it won't be too long because they're small apartments. It's snowing today. It's a beautiful weather here in Moscow. I'm actually joined by Yuri today. I think a lot of people who have watched my videos before will know Yuri very well, and he's given us a chance to come and have a look at some studio apartments. Now, Yuri just told me first we've got to go for coffee because it's cold, and he had to drive here. And
fuel.
Your fuel, yes. And luckily in the building there is a small shop right here. So we're going to go for coffee, then we're going to go for a walk around the apartments. Now, I'm not going to do a walk around of the area where the building is. However, we're in the Kuntseva district of Moscow. Metro station Kuntseva is about a 5-minute walk from where I'm standing right here. I actually took the metro to meet Yuri here. He came by car. And if you're not sure who I am, I'm Russell. I'm an Australian living here in Moscow, and I make videos about normal Russian life and show you some interesting apartment tours, and they're very popular on the channel. And I think the more I can show, the more I can explain about life here in Russia and here in Moscow. Now we've got some coffee inside of us. I actually had a tea. We're ready to go on inside. I just thought I'd point out the actual complex itself is gated, and there is actually a boom gate to come in for parking. However, you could literally just park right here off to the side, and there is this very large overpass that they're building, or a highway, and then behind that is actually a suburban train line if you want to go across Moscow or to other parts of Moscow region. And in this lower ground floor, there is different businesses that have already set up here. Very well known Pitorichka. I've showed this in many videos. Looks like somebody's just come back from ice hockey training. And these supermarkets are in most apartment complexes, depending on the different brand. And there is also some other businesses on the opposite side. There's also an alcohol store. There was a beauty salon. And then the actual building itself is 30 levels. We don't need to quite go up to the top. However, it's a very big complex looking at it from the outside. Coming inside, the one thing I will say is it's nice and warm, and you can probably even hear the heating fans running. It's actually almost too warm when you come inside. The very typical Russian mailboxes. Being that this is a new building, of course, everything looks more modern and more shiny. Very typically, and I'll say this quite a few times in other videos, we don't use those mailboxes except for getting our bills. So if you want to get normal mail, this is one of the new options that they're installing in apartments. These mailboxes, I think Amazon and companies in America have them as well. I'm actually joined here by Yuri. Yuri's graciously given us a few minutes of his time to have a look around these studio apartments. So I think this might be a generic mailbox or electronic mailbox. We're not too sure, actually.
Electronic postomat.
Yeah.
For mail.
Electronic version. And being that this is a more premium apartment building, they've actually got a lobby here. And there's even somebody that can open the door. Yeah, Christmas tree. Happy New Year. And if you're maybe waiting for friends to let you in their house, you can sit here in the lobby. And this gentleman, if you can't get in, can also let you in. And then we need to go around to the elevator. Have a look at all these tiles and mirrors. How nice. This is not the town where I live. We can see this straight away. There's actually 4 elevators as well, more mirrors everywhere. And then we just need to head on up to the apartment. Coming out of the elevator, we just have a short walk to the apartment door. And this landing or corridors are very nice. All of the walls are fully tiled. The floor is nicely tiled as well. And even have a look at the feature lights. Now it might seem, something that you would never notice as you're coming upstairs to your apartment. But for me, it's just something that I notice when I compare it to some of the other typical apartments that I visit. And we just need to go down this corridor and we're there. Okay, so we've reached the door of the apartments we want to go and see. And really interesting, here on the door, they've actually got the layout of the studio apartments that we want to go look at. So originally it was 66 square meters, separated into 3 studio apartments. Let's go inside. Now, I've always talked about taking off my shoes. However, because this is a construction site, we don't have to do that because a lot of this is still not quite finished. Now, when you walk in this initial corridor, there is 3 studio apartments. So there's one here on the left, and then there's one just here, and then one on the right. So we're gonna go have a walk in and see all of them. So keep in mind, this is not finished. This is literally in the middle of the final construction, if you want to call it that. And the actual guys are still here working. So this is studio number 1. And basically, with studio apartments, it's not separated into rooms. So you'll see here the tiles finish, and this is the kitchen on the left. And then you would have a bed or a sofa and things like that in the back. You've got a window, of course. So everything is in its final stage finishing. The actual walls have been plastered. They're now just finishing off some of the rendering around the windows. They don't have the ceiling in place yet, but you can see all the workings. And this is the bathroom. Actually, this is quite spacious considering how small the studio is. The actual bathroom is quite large. There'll be a very wide shower right here. Generally in studio apartments, they either put a bath shower combo or just a stand-up shower. Just imagine there's no boxes here. So the toilet, and then depending on how it's laid out here, there'll be a wash basin, and then also you'll put the washing machine in here as well, which is very normal. And then walking around a little bit more. So all of the tiles and the actual insulation is here. Pretty much there's the toilet eventually. They'll remove the old one, put a new one right there. And this is the kitchen. If you can just imagine, the guys that work here have their tea and coffee station here for now, but there'll be a kitchenette right here, fridge, a hot plate, maybe an oven, dishwasher, sink, all of the normal things, depending on how they lay it out. I'm not sure if it's been determined already. And then you can actually see where the bed would be right here. And then these overhead lights and the plug sockets. And then looking on this side, there's this nice feature wall here, which is actually a plasterboard that they put on. It needs sanding and painting for now. Then there'll actually be a laminate flooring put down. And that's apartment number 1, or studio number 1. Let's go around to the other studio. I forgot to mention the actual size of this studio, and this is 19 square meters. So that includes the actual corridor where you walk in. So there would actually be a full normal heavy door here. So you'd come in from the corridor outside, and then the 3 different studios would have 3 different doors. This is studio number 2. This would be 17 square meters and a little bit smaller. You don't really notice the difference when you're coming in. So again, this would be the door here. They've actually got the ceiling open here still because they want to put the extractor pipes in for the bathroom and kitchen. And then this double brick wall, and then there's actually insulation right here. so you keep them nice and warm. Here is the very well-known Yuri. Of course, Yuri is... We're going to talk to him in just a minute about these studios. He's graciously invited me to come and see some of these that are available and under construction. So this is the bathroom in the next one, a little bit smaller. You can see probably that extra 2 square meters is the bathroom. There would be the shower, of course the toilet right here, and then I think either here or here will be the sink and washing machine. Yeah. And very commonly in Russia there's washing machines in the bathroom. Yeah. Because we don't have laundry rooms. And these are all the guys building this apartment. If you need some guys to come and build something in Moscow, we can bring them to your house, no problems at all. This guy here looks like he's straight out of school. Yeah. It's no worries. They're running away now, they don't want to be on the video. So very similar layout. Actually, I think this apartment's slightly wider, but a little bit less deeper. And then for the heating or central heating, each apartment will have its own heating elements. You can see the pipes right there. Actually, this has got corner windows as well. I didn't notice that when we came in. And these are actually the radiators that will go on the wall. So this is actually quite nice with these windows. And I think the view of the park or the play area for the building right here. Yuri's just nodding. I think it's early for Yuri. And they're actually still doing the tile work right here today, literally. So we're trying not to bother them too much. And this is where it's a kitchen would be. Like a kitchenette. Kitchenette is what I think is the right word. And they've actually used large format tiles to give you a bit more of a feeling of spaciousness. I think that's the right word. So you can, that's actually what they're doing today. They're putting up the splashback for the kitchen. That makes sense. So they're cutting full sheet tiles, which is actually really nice, rather than that wood or plastic finish. Very nice, yeah, very nice. I think he's seen Borat as well. And then the larger of the 3 studios. So this would be the door right here, coming in from this corridor. And I'm going to end up shooing these guys away again. So actually, I think in this corner here, there'll be, like a storage cupboard, maybe for jackets.
Here's shelves.
Shelves. Okay, shelves. And these guys are now in the other room.
Yes, let's go for a second.
No worries. And then the bathroom right here. So again, this is a little bit more spacious. So actually, there's even a tap right here. The guys would have needed this to get the water for plastering. And this blue finish is actually the waterproofing.
Yeah, waterproof. Yeah.
Which you don't generally see when you go to finished apartments because you don't know. And this is the technical space for the inlets of the water and things like that. Built.
Security of water.
Right, yeah, like the master cutoff. This brown tiles is very nice, by the way. This multicolored finish. So again, shower, toilet, sink, and washing machine. And Yuri is here to see this 3rd apartment. So we're actually coming together with Yuri today to have a look at some of his objects. And this will be the air conditioners. That will be for the apartment. Actually, that's...
No, here in this apartment, my clients don't need only on the 1st and 2nd studios.
Okay, that's why there's only 2 units.
And yes, it's because we need only 1 or 2 places.
Right, for the outside, for the place where they mount the air conditioning units. So yeah, this is a little bit wider. So this is 21 square meters.
21 square meters.
Yeah, so again, lots of the tools and the guys. Once this is all out of here and they've painted the walls, it'll be much more spacious. Yeah. And the kitchen is a little bit wider. Probably about the same, I think. Maybe I'm thinking it too differently. But the actual width of the corridor and then the bathroom and kitchen just makes it feel wider. You can see here where the ducting comes through for the ventilation from the bathroom and the kitchen, because you'd have an extractor in the kitchen, generally over the hot plate. So yeah, that's the 3 studios. So what do you think of these 3 studio apartments? What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to have a little chat with Yuri in a second, and he's going to give his opinion. We're going to leave these guys to do their work. There's 3 of them here today, and I don't want to interrupt them with what they're doing. And I think between all 3 of them, I mean, there's not large differences in those next couple of square meters. Probably the bathroom size affects it the most, but otherwise they're all fairly similar in size and layout. So I'm actually joined here by Yuri. Now Yuri is responsible for all of these micro apartments that we're coming to look at, and the 3 that we saw today, that was basically one project with 3 different apartments. Now, a very good, interesting question for you, Yuri, is how many in all of Russia do you think that you've built in all the years?
Hi for everybody.
Oh, yes. By the way, this is Yuri. If you aren't watching the channel before this video, Yuri's been on a few videos. He builds and remodels and designs apartments, mostly micro apartments or smaller apartments.
Yeah.
However, you could build something
Yeah.
as big as you like. But how many have you built in Russia?
In all Russia, in Moscow region, and all different cities, we built 3,000 studios.
So I think you're the man to talk to about designing or purchasing a apartment in some form. And obviously you specialize in micro apartments.
Yes.
Now, can you tell everybody what is the smallest apartment that you've built in square meters? The smallest.
Good question. One apartment, one of small apartment, 6 square meters, but without window.
Without, this is like,
Yes, without window.
that's the size of a bathroom.
Yes, like a kitchen in Khrushchevka.
In a Russian apartment.
Without window.
Right, so.
Wow. It's not apartment, I think, but for me, 12 square meters, it's okay, and more.
Right, and that's basically a bathroom and then a one-room studio.
Yeah.
Or some people call them bed sits, some people call them flats. And it's essentially about the size of a big hotel room. You could probably describe it like that. Now, Yuri, the 3 studios that I've just walked around, obviously you were there with me at the same time. Still a lot of finishing and construction to go on. However, you told me that you were expecting those to be finished in about 3 weeks, approximately. So we walked around the 3 different apartments. Those guys were doing the tiling and the floors and things. But 3
weeks.
Your guys are amazing to do it so quickly.
But not all of guys do everything.
Right. So you're using different contractors or different specialists.
Yes.
To come and do doors.
Different specialists come to install doors, come to install ceiling,
the kitchens, even the furniture as well.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm trying to get a job with Yuri building the furniture here, like you see. So now, just talking about the studios that we saw, so there was 3 different ones that were pretty close to the same sort of price. Now, as a rental, I've actually written down the prices right here. Now, roughly, they'll rent for 50,000 rubles each. Now, that will be fully furnished, so there'll obviously be the sofa like this, a bed, and all of the things. You can pretty much just get the keys and move in. You just need to bring some food, knives and forks, and your luggage.
Yes.
And maybe shampoo for the bathroom. But yeah, so 50,000 rubles works out at $483 US, 460 euros and 382 pounds. I just have a little thing to remember. That's based on the current exchange rates today. So maybe people are watching this 1 year from now. Maybe they're watching it the day after. Now, I think Moscow as a city, you can pay any amount of rent. Lower, higher. And I think a lot of it depends on the quality of finishing and the condition that you're going to get the keys and move in, I think.
Some studios like this, it's very good designers' ideas.
Right.
Very much security ideas, protect the ideas, and electronics ideas, like in this one.
Curtains, yeah. So the apartment where we're actually in now, this is another apartment from where we were filming. Obviously, while the guys were working there, we couldn't make this little part of the video. But the one we're in now has some wireless technology, so you can open the curtains, you can switch on and off the lights. It's really, there's no end to the amount of finishing you can do.
Yeah.
And then
price may be low, may be high, and if we build apartments, separate apartments near metro.
Right, that's really key, I think, in Moscow particularly, and even Moscow region, how close you are to public transport, especially with maybe smaller apartments like this. Maybe it's a single person or maybe a young couple, but they need to get to work or to maybe university or something like that. And for me, that's a little bit of a critical thing, really, how close you are to the metro, which is the underground train system here in Moscow, or maybe suburban trains or buses and things like that. Not all of us get to drive our cars like you do, Yuri. So thanks, everybody. I hope this video was interesting. I'm actually going to wrap the video up here. Yuri and I don't preempt what we're going to say, by the way. So now, if you're interested in studio apartments or apartments like what I'm showing on this video, particularly... Oh, there's some fireworks outside.
For you.
Thank you. Some fireworks are going on outside the window. Yeah, I'm going to put Yuri's contact details. He has his own YouTube channel. You also publish a lot on Telegram. And he talks a lot about investing in apartments, either to buy or to rent or to buy and sell.
Separate, maybe.
Yeah, and purchase a larger apartment and separate to micro apartments or micro studios. So yeah, I know this is going on a little bit longer, but I think it's a nice way to end this video. Now, what should people do if they liked the video? What should the people watching do if they liked this video?
If okay, I think
thumbs up.
Put thumbs up.
And if they want to talk about the video that they've seen, what should they do? Put a comment.
Put a comment, and if you have questions, you can send me a message in a Telegram.
Right, I'm going to put the link in the description, and also I'll pin a comment with your contact details. So if you're maybe inside Moscow or in Russia, obviously it's easy to contact Yuri. If you're planning to come to Russia, maybe we could contact you as well. And so I'm going to put on top of Yuri's head your Telegram channel.
My Telegram channel.
So it's going to come up right here.
Right here.
If we can get it to the side. And then we're going to watch an old video. Over here. And what do we always say at the end? We're off on another adventure. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.